It is the house that Arnold built, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Arnold's summer home is actually in western Pennsylvania, Latrobe Country Club. That's where he grew up. He came to Central Florida in the 1970s and fell in love with this piece of ground. He bought it, and he's grown it ever since, and now it is host to one of the premier stops on the PGA Tour. Big, strong golf course. You have to really be a good ball striker and generally one of the longer hitters to be successful around here. That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This becomes a different kind of battle out there today with these strong, gusty winds. Players will have to think, they'll have to take extra club, and this will not be easy. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Frank, can you recall a situation where before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move, or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead. There you have it, Frank. The second round is complete. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think anybody looking at this leaderboard, anybody in the top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly in a good position to win. Quality of the golf there in that first 10 is excellent.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today it's live third-round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Welcome to the King's Palace, Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge, Frank, right in the heart of Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, for so long it has been the showcase for Florida golf. Of course, the King's Palace, and it has produced many a great champion over the years.
Frank, back in 1998, by any chance, do you remember exactly how many golf balls John Daly hit into the water at the sixth?
It was half a dozen, half a box of golf balls. Oh, I like that.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Hazard.
Maybe wet. Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Settles in over the putt. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
He's putting for par now. Did the job right there. Well, after that beast of a par 5 with all the water, take a sigh of relief and you come to the par 3 7th.
It still takes a good tee shot here, though, Rich. Narrow entry, greens 30 yards deep. You still really got to focus on hitting a good shot here.
This is a good-looking shot. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. This for another birdie on this hole on the week.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Just 5 feet left. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Getting ready to tee off here at the 8th. Frank, this hole has it all. Dogleg, bunkers, water. How do you successfully navigate it?
It's such a pretty looking hole, Rich. That bunker down the left just sort of pops out and you see it. So you can either work it off that to the right, either that or just aim a little right. But be careful of those trees on the right. I'm loving that balance.
Officials are calling that one around 310 yards.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Rounding out the front nine here at Bay Hill, 474-yard par 4. Frank, you've played this hole before. Where are you lining up when you step onto the tee here?
There's an out of bounds all the way down the left side that you have to be cognizant of. But that bunker, 290 yards carries it. And yet again, another hole that favors the long hitter.
There are a number of really good and important grow the game initiatives out there. One of those is the First Tee program, and that allows youngsters who otherwise might not have an opportunity, the chance to put a golf club in their hands, allows them the chance to pick up this game and learn some of the core values that come along with it. It's about much more than making a score. It's about integrity. It is about responsibility, values like that. And this game is just so good in instilling those kind of characteristics in young people. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. A stout 190 yards to the hole here.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. He got away with one right there. Just missed that bunker.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand the whole way.
13 feet away. A real threat now. Another birdie. 9 under for the tournament. Frank, what's a player feeling knowing they have one more round to go and they could have a chance at making a run and maybe win this thing?
No, it's a great feeling, Rich. At this point, really, it's just about whether you can handle the nerves. You know everybody up there is going to be feeling them.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Hello again and welcome. Rich Slaughter alongside my friend Frank Nobilo. We're in sunny Orlando, Florida, at the house that Arnold built, Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge. And Frank, where are some of the scoring opportunities today?
Par 5s are certainly gettable at Bay Hill. You have to, really, because the par 3s are very, very difficult. That's really the go-to. The standard of the greens, though, in Florida are always good. Bay Hill, they run normally at a good speed, so you can certainly make a few putts. But, yeah, par 5s are the place to make your score at Bay Hill.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Those keep the round going, those par putts. Now at the 15th, big dogleg right here. What's the best way to go, Frank?
Really down the left side. It's very tempting to try and hit it across that bunker, but not only do you have to carry the bunker, you've also got to carry those little shrubs down the right side.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
That one was struck solid, about 290.
Frank, what are you looking to do with this approach shot here at 15?
Anytime the flag's on the front, Rich, it's basically green light special. When the flag starts to get pushed towards that back area of that green, it starts to get narrower and narrower and narrower. And that's where you've got to be a little careful.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. Back on the tee here at the 16th. It's a par 5. Bunkers, water all along this hole. Doesn't look to be a gimme par 5.
Now, you've got to have your wits about you. If you just look at the yardage, you'll think it's the easiest par 5 on the golf course. And then, before you know it, it's got you.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
safely aboard. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That was not a very good read right there. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Good read, good line. Well played.
Frank, par 3 17th here at Bay Hill. How difficult is this hole?
This one takes your best tee shot, Rich. Otherwise, you're just looking at 4 or 5.
Good looking shot right here. Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
He's made the green.
It's that sneaky distance.
That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, I didn't expect that. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Ouch, that hurts. Double bogey. Frank, a chance now to make an imprint here at one of the famous courses on tour at Bay Hill, the final hole. This is where Tiger has done it so many times, where Gomez holed out. What a great hole.
Well, the last hole of a great three-hole stretch. If you've got through 16, somehow got through 17, you've still got one more hurdle.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here in the final hole.
Well, Frank, this is one of the most famous shots in the whole sport of golf, the second to 18 at Bay Hill.
And one of the most unpredictable, unless your name is Robert Gamers. Remember, he holed his second shot here to win the tournament many years ago. For some reason, the yardage book's almost got to be thrown away here at 18, Rich, because that second shot always plays longer or shorter than the actual number. So be a little lucky here, as well as good at 18.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
Well, I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested. So seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the final leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the PGA Tour season finale. Atlanta, Georgia and Eastlake Golf Club, so respected by everyone who has ever stepped foot on it. They were here for the Tour Championship, the final stop of the FedEx Cup playoffs. This is Rich Lerner along with Frank Nobilo to make the call out here today. Time to jump straight into the action out on the course. Been some outstanding shot making to this point. Let's see what's happening now as we resume the action at the 7th. Nothing noteworthy here in the first round, Frank, but still plenty of golf to be played.
That's right, Rich. A little bit of a dry spell, but really not a lot of damage done.
So much history here at Eastlake Golf Course in Atlanta. It was the boyhood home to the legendary Bobby Jones. When you get past the history, Frank, then you're faced with quite a challenge. What are some of the toughest holes out on this golf course?
Rich, the biggest challenge today really is your iron play or second shots, getting that ball in position. For example, like the second hole, the short par 3. If you get it above the hole there, you're faced often with a ferociously fast putt. Also on the front 9, the very difficult 6th, and I mean that's an absolute torture to look at. It's a water carry, not for the faint of heart, and it's quite amazing too because this golf course also finishes on a par 3. No water really in play on 18, but a very, very, very long par 3 to finish the day.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart, pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down?
Very much so.
Seems to like it. Good for the back part of the green. Oh, dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. See those 3 fairway bunkers along the left side. You need to avoid those. You want to be positioned on the right. If you get it down that right side in the fairway, you'll have a good chance to attack the whole location. But this one has a chance to be really good.
is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
Getting set now for the approach here at the par 4 8th, and most important, just to take enough club to carry that bunker guarding the front of the green. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. And getting ready for the putt. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Finishing out the front nine here at East Lake in Atlanta, Georgia. Tour Championship with the FedEx Cup on the line, all that pressure. And finally, we get to the first par 5 of the day. It is 600 yards on the button.
Doesn't quite play that long, and the reason why is that downslope on the tee shot. If you get a nice draw off the tee, that ball can bound down there, and you can certainly reach this hole even though it's 600 yards. That's if you had a good tee shot. You stray a little, then you worry about the lake with the layup. Do you lay up short? Would you even try and risk carrying it? Rich, right now, this does not look like the same player we saw earlier on in the day.
I don't recognize him. He was hitting it all over the ballpark in the first few holes. I didn't think there was any chance that he'd be where he is right now. Credit to him. This took guts.
Yeah, his composure is so different right now.
Well, that's the beauty of this game. You stay with it. It's 18 holes. You keep fighting, and you can put a score on the card.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Getting set now over the putt.
No mistake made there with the par.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, and we are back on this beautiful day at East Lake for the Tour Championship. Getting set to kick off all the action here on the back nine. The 10th is 469 yards.
Oh, I liked that. Oh, that's fine.
East Lake Golf Club was named the permanent home of the Tour Championship by Coca-Cola back in 2005. It is the final event of the PGA Tour playoffs for the FedEx Cup, with only the top 30 players on the points list qualifying each year. Frank, uphill shot, what did you like to do on a play like this?
The biggest thing really is to try and work on your balance. You've got to make sure you get through the shot and normally take an extra club.
Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen. Safely on deck.
Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, you hate to miss it from that distance.
More than a setback there.
This from 7 feet.
Oh, I thought he had that. Missed putt and a drop shot here at the 10th. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Now slipping back into a tie atop the leaderboard after that bogey.
It's scary. Looks like they found reverse gear. Not a good sign.
Gives up a shot, slides down into a tie for first after that bogey. Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Well, that's a big green. Just managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. Now at 1 under for the round. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second round coverage of the Tour Championship. Welcome to the permanent home of the Tour Championship, where the likes of Brandt Snedeker, Tiger Woods, Jim Furyk, Bill Haas, Henrik Stenson, and Billy Horschel took the title, and the $10 million prize that goes with the FedEx Cup. Designed by Donald Ross and played by the greatest players in the game. This is Rich Lerner, along with Frank Nobilo in the booth for EA Sports. Let's jump down to the action. You mentioned of the previous hole that 440 is no longer considered a long par 4. You have to push them past 500 for it to be considered long these days. So here we are, 520-yard par 4 at the Tour Championship here at East Lake. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Now getting set for the approach here at the 5th hole at East Lake. Frank, what's the right way to go?
Well, if you've got a long club in hand, you can sort of bounce the ball and let the ball sort of turn to the left. Everything slopes from that back right corner to that middle left portion of the green.
Headed for the bunker? Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker.
Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a green side bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing.
Settles in over the putt. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Boy, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
And he's putting for double bogey now. Just a sloppy hole, no other way to say it, and it results in a double bogey. This is really one of the most scenic holes on tour all year long, and a fitting spot for the season finale, the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. It's the 6th hole, it's over 200 yards, and there's plenty of blue water out there just to keep a player focused on the task at hand. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players, the ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. How does that stay out?
I have no earthly idea. Let's crawl that. Hole's round. Ball's meant to go in.
So just a formality here. He's made it. On to the 7th hole here at East Lake in the Tour Championship.
What a great shot. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. All right, Frank, break down the approach here at the par 4 7th.
High soft landing approach shot is the one. When the flag's on the left, you have to take enough club to carry that left edge of that bunker.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Here's another dogleg to the left at East Lake in the Tour Championship. It's the 405-yard par 4 8th hole, and position is paramount here off the tee. You see those 3 fairway bunkers along the left side. You need to avoid those. You want to be positioned on the right. If you get it down that right side in the fairway, you'll have a good chance to attack the whole location. This has not been a great round as we head toward the finishing stretch here. You can tell the winds have really affected the shots out on the course. Let's see if they can muster something coming to the finish line.
Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle nose down.
Can't even see it from here.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Rich, that was some shot out of the rough. I really didn't think he could even get that on the green.
Well, just to get it on the green, as you say, I think is a big win.
Ooh, inexcusable.
Has this one for par. That's a solid par putt. We mentioned at the start of this tour championship, East Lake is a par 70, so just 2 par 5s, and here is the first on the golf course. It's the 9th, 600 yards. There's some water in play. Still, though, a good chance for birdie. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself that it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
You're just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult.
No putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup. Finishing out the front 9 here at East Lake in Atlanta, Georgia. Tour championship with the FedEx Cup on the line, all that pressure. And finally, we get to the first par 5 of the day. It is a 600 yards on the button.
Doesn't quite play that long, and the reason why is that downslope on the tee shot. If you get a nice draw off the tee, that ball can bound down there, and you can certainly reach this hole even though it's 600 yards. That's if you had a good tee shot. You stray a little, then you worry about the lake with the layup. Do you lay up short, or do you even try and risk carrying it?
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the final leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today it's live third-round coverage of the PGA Tour season finale. Welcome back to the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, the Tour Championship. Rich Lerner for EA Sports alongside my good friend Frank Nobilo. Happy to be here at East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. It was established back in 1913. It was the course that the young Bobby Jones grew up and learned the game on. Designed by Donald Ross, we're getting set for the tournament action here again today. Backing up that long 13th hole, we now arrive at the 14th, and this too is a challenging par 4, Frank.
Tough fairway to hit because of the pitch from the left side of the fairway to the right side of the fairway. No fairway bunkers to worry about, but if you watch the Tour Championship over the years, you'll find the majority of the field live in that right rough. It's the most difficult part of playing this downhill par 4. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
So the ball's just in that second cut, only 135 yards away.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Has the birdie to move to 3 under par for the championship. Well, Frank, here at the 15th, this is the spot where a player has to make a move if he's trailing 525 yards. At last, a par 5.
Yes, players like Henrik Stenson, who have won here, have actually hit 3-wood off this tee and just playing it slightly left of those 2 bunkers on the corner and then left with like a 2-iron or even a utility club to get it up quickly, because that second shot is very, very severely uphill. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Hold on, maybe there is a chance for the win. That eagle moving the player into the top 10.
Just when we're focused at the top of the leaderboard, there's a lot of movement there in the middle of the field.
Tour Championship nearing its conclusion, coming to the 16th hole. It is a challenging par 4 at 481 yards. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Pretty good result right there, considering
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Just misses. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Another stout par 4 as we get closer to the finish here at East Lake Golf Club in the Tour Championship. The 17th is 455 yards.
It's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Frank, now one of the most important shots of the round, the second here at the 17th at East Lake.
It's amazing what a second shot in the middle of the green will do, especially in this sort of a situation, Rich. You can putt to all the corners of this green.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Oh, I thought he had that. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Drops for a par. Frank, the Tour Championship and the FedEx Cup title coming down to this, the par 3 18th.
Play slightly downhill when they stick it all the way on the back. This hole can be 230 plus yards. Once again, it suits a high, towering approach shot in here to somehow land that ball softly on a green. Above the flag, well, even the superstars of the game can three-putt. It certainly isn't for the faint of heart, this one. It's a stout par 3 to finish the day.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Good roll, solid. That's a par. Day 3, and what a tournament this is shaping up to be, Frank.
Quite simply, great weather, great golf, great fans, which is the perfect mix for a golfer trying to win a tournament. The final round, if this is anything to go by, has to just be sensational.